Join me as I dive into the 50 most jaw-dropping secrets of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that you absolutely need to know for 2025. From the moment you step into Disneyland or Hollywood Studios' Galaxy's Edge, you're immersed in a world of wonder and excitement. However, many fans visit unaware of the incredible details and surprises hidden throughout the park. It's easy to get caught up in the thrill of exploring a new planet, but you might be missing out on some amazing experiences. Without knowing where to look, you could be walking right past some of the most amazing secrets and surprises Galaxy's Edge has to offer. Whether you're a seasoned fan or just starting your Star Wars journey, there's always more to discover in this incredible land. One of the most amazing things about Galaxy's Edge is the way it combines thrill and nostalgia to create an unforgettable experience. Some of these secrets are hidden in plain sight, while others require a little more digging to uncover. From interactive experiences to exclusive merchandise, we're about to dive into the most jaw-dropping secrets you need to know to take your Galaxy's Edge experience to the next level and realize that there's always more to discover. Stick with me to the end for a really cool bonus tidbit of information that could totally make any Star Wars fan's day. I admit I am excited to share it with you. By the time we're done, you'll be itching to get back to Galaxy's Edge with all this new knowledge. By the way, comment below with your favorite secret and subscribe for more exciting content about everything Disney. So with 50 tidbits of information, let's get this started. The first tidbit of information, Batuu's unique planet. Did you know Galaxy's Edge is set on Batuu, a planet created just for the parks? It's an outpost on the edge of the galaxy, so you won't run into familiar planets like Tatooine or Endor here. This gives Disney the freedom to tell brand new Star Wars stories and introduce characters you've never met before. Batuu has its own lore, with Black Spire outpost being a bustling marketplace where smugglers, traders, and resistance members mingle. It's like stepping into the middle of an ongoing adventure, and you become part of the story just by being there. Number 2, full-scale Millennium Falcon. When you see the Millennium Falcon in Black Spire Outpost, you'll notice it's not just a prop. It's full-scale and incredibly detailed. Every scratch, patch, and burn mark tells a story about its history, as if it's been flying missions just before you arrive. Even the sounds of its engines warming up or cooling down are straight out of the movies, adding to the authenticity. At night, it lights up beautifully, making it a perfect photo spot for fans. Standing next to it, you can't help but feel like Han or Rey, ready to take on the galaxy. Number 3, native language. Keep an eye out for Aurebesh, the written language of Star Wars, scattered all over Batuu. It's on signs, crates, menus, and even warning labels, giving you the sense you've truly left Earth. You can use the Play Disney Parks app to translate it, which adds a fun, interactive layer to your visit. For example, you might find out that a random crate contains fragile cargo or even a shout-out to a Star Wars character. It's a small touch, but it makes the whole experience feel more immersive and real. Number 4, data pad integration. Your phone becomes a data pad through the Disney Parks app, turning your visit into a Star Wars style mission. You can hack doors, scan crates for loot, eavesdrop on transmissions, and even choose to align with the Resistance, the First Order, or a rogue scoundrel's path. Completing missions earns you points, which can unlock special interactions in the land. The app also lets you translate Aurebesh or activate secret features like droids that respond to your presence. It's like carrying a piece of Star Wars technology in your pocket, making you part of the adventure. 5th, living soundtrack. The sound design in Batuu is pure genius. You'll hear ships roaring overhead, distant creatures calling, and the murmur of Batuans going about their day. The sounds aren't random. They're perfectly timed to match what's happening around you, like a TIE fighter screaming across the sky. It makes the whole planet feel alive, as if you're on a real alien world. It's one of those things you might not notice right away, but once you do, it adds a whole new layer to the experience. Number 6, dynamic weather. The land reacts to the weather in subtle but clever ways. When it's hot, the soundscape changes to reflect the heat, like insects buzzing louder and drier wind sounds. During rain, you'll hear the sound of water hitting ships and roof tiles, as if Batuu is alive and adjusting to the weather. Even the cast members comment on it in character, like calling rain off-planet precipitation. It's a little detail, but it really makes you feel like Batuu is an actual place in the galaxy. 7, interactive water fountains. Check out the water fountains near the restrooms, because there's a fun surprise waiting for you. Sometimes you'll see a Dianoga, the trash compactor monster from A New Hope, peek out of the water. It's so quick you might miss it if you're not paying attention, but it's a hilarious nod to Star Wars fans. The best part is how unexpected it feels, like discovering a hidden creature in an alien world. Kids especially love it. but let's be honest, adults geek out just as much. 8. Easter eggs galore. Batuu is a treasure trove of Easter eggs for Star Wars fans, and you'll want to explore every corner to find them. Look for R54, the droid with the bad motivator hanging out in the droid shop, or RX-24, Captain Rex, spinning tracks as the DJ in Oga's Cantina. There are nods to Star Wars lore everywhere, like references to Lothcats, or even subtle shoutouts to obscure characters. Even the merchandise tells a story, with items crafted as if they were made by locals in Black Spire outposts. It's like a scavenger hunt, where every discovery feels like a reward. 9. Force-sensitive moments. If you have a Kyber crystal or a custom lightsaber, don't be surprised if the land seems to react to you. Some areas emit subtle sound effects or light changes when you're nearby, almost like the Force is acknowledging your presence. It's subtle, but it makes you feel like you've unlocked a hidden layer of Batuu. Even other guests might notice and ask how you're triggering the effects. It's one of those magical moments that makes your visit unforgettable. 10. Hidden resistance symbols. Take a closer look around the resistance area. You might spot graffiti and hidden symbols marking safe zones for the rebellion. These marks are easy to miss if you're not looking, but they tell a story of defiance against the First Order. Some are tucked away on crates or walls, adding to the land's lived-in feel. It's a cool reminder that you're in the middle of an epic struggle between good and evil. Plus, it's fun to feel like you're in on a secret. Next, the rides. Millennium Falcon, Smugglers Run, number 11, Custom Mission. This ride changes every time based on how well your crew performs, which makes it feel like a brand new adventure with each visit. If your team flies poorly, you'll hear Hondo Ohnaka grumbling about the damage to his precious ship. But if you're on your A game, Hondo will praise your skills and share in the glory of the mission. The outcome even shows up on your datapad app, affecting your reputation in the park. It's not just a ride, it's a dynamic story you're a part of. 12. Pilot powers. If you snag the pilot role, get ready for a thrill, because you're literally steering the Falcon. You'll have control over the ship's movements, including that iconic jump to hyperspace. Left pilot steers the ship side to side, while the right pilot controls the vertical motion. Communication with your crew is key, so if you're flying, let the gunners and engineers know what's coming. It's intense and chaotic in the best way, and it's a totally different experience depending on your role. Button secrets. Keep your eyes peeled for unmarked buttons around your station in Smugglers Run. They aren't just for show. Some trigger extra effects like sparks, sounds, or a little extra chaos during your mission. Engineers, in particular, will love activating random controls while fixing the Falcon mid-flight. It's part of what makes the ride feel so immersive, like you're in a fully functional cockpit. Every role has its own fun little Easter eggs to uncover. Chewbacca Mode. Here's a fun secret. There's a hidden Chewbacca Mode on Smugglers Run. If your crew presses a specific sequence of buttons before launch, you'll hear only Chewbacca's roars as your mission dialogue. It's hilarious and makes the ride feel even more unique. You'll want to look up the exact sequence before riding, though, since timing is crucial. Trust me, it's worth the effort for hardcore fans who love Chewie. Rise of the Resistance, pre-show magic. The pre-show for Rise of the Resistance is an attraction in itself. You'll board a Resistance transport ship led by Lieutenant Beck and get captured by the First Order, setting the stage for the ride. What's cool is that the transition between the ship and the Star Destroyer hangar is seamless. You barely notice you've been moved. When the hangar doors open and you see the massive room with stormtroopers lined up, it's jaw-dropping. It's a cinematic moment that truly feels like stepping into a Star Wars movie. Trackless ride system. Rise of the Resistance uses a trackless ride system, which means your vehicle moves freely through the scenes, making each turn feel unpredictable. You'll weave through battles, dodge blaster fire, and even drop into an escape pod. This technology allows for incredibly smooth transitions between different parts of the story. It's so seamless that it feels like you're actually piloting your escape. It's one of the most advanced rides Disney has ever created, and it shows. Animatronic Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is one of the most impressive animatronics in Rise of the Resistance. His movements are fluid, and his voice booms with authority, making him feel larger than life. One moment you'll see him interrogating you, and the next he's swinging his lightsaber to cut through a door. The animatronics are so realistic that you might find yourself holding your breath during the encounter. It's the kind of detail that makes the ride unforgettable. Immersive Storyline. What makes Rise of the Resistance stand out is its incredible storytelling. You're not just watching a Star Wars story, you're in it, from being captured by the First Order to making a daring escape. Cast members play along as Resistance fighters or First Order officers adding to the drama. It's a fully immersive experience that pulls you into the middle of the action. By the end, you feel like a hero who's just helped the resistance strike a major blow. 19th, multiple endings. Depending on your group's choices and how well your ride vehicle escapes, you'll see slightly different scenes and outcomes. This gives Rise of the Resistance a layer of replayability, encouraging multiple visits. Some paths are more intense, while others might offer a smoother ride. It's a subtle feature, but it adds to the feeling that your story is unique. You'll definitely want to ride more than once to catch all the details. 20. Mind-blowing scale. The scale of Rise of the Resistance is unmatched, from the towering AT-AT walkers to the massive Star Destroyer hangar. Every set piece is designed to make you feel small, as if you're really in the middle of a galactic war. The ride combines physical sets, projection effects, and animatronics so seamlessly that it feels like you're on an actual Star Destroyer. Even seasoned Star Wars fans are blown away by the sheer size and detail. It's an experience you'll be talking about long after you leave the park. Dining. 21st, blue and green milk variations. The milk stand offers the iconic blue and green milk that Luke Skywalker famously drank in the movies. These aren't actual milk, but rather plant-based slushy-style drinks with fruity flavors. The blue milk has tropical notes like pineapple and dragon fruit, while the green milk leans more citrusy with hints of orange blossom. Want to mix things? Ask for both flavors in one cup to create your own custom blend. It's not on the menu, but it's totally allowed. Ronto Wraps. Over at Ronto Roasters, the Ronto Wrap is a must-try item for any visitor to Galaxy's Edge. It's a pita wrap filled with grilled sausage, roasted pork, and tangy slaw, making it a satisfying and flavorful meal. There's even a breakfast version with scrambled eggs, cheese, and peppercorn sauce if you're visiting early in the day. The open-air setting with a pod racer engine cooking your food adds to the fun vibe. Pair it with a Tatooine sunset drink for the full experience. 23rd, Oga's Cantina ambience. Oga's Cantina is the heart of Galaxy's Edge when it comes to atmosphere. Inside, DJ R3X, a repurposed Star Tours droid, keeps the energy alive with his quirky humor and galactic beats. The drinks are creative and out of this world, like the Fizzy Fuzzy Tauntaun or the bubbling Bespin Fizz. Even if you don't drink alcohol, the non-alcoholic options like the Carbon Freeze offer a fun sensory experience. Reservations are highly recommended, as this place is always buzzing with excitement. 24th, Docking Bay 7's unique dishes. Docking Bay 7, Food and Cargo, takes park dining to the next level with its themed, globally inspired dishes. You'll find creative options like Felucian Kefta, plant-based meatballs, and the Batuu beef pot roast, all served in spaceport-style containers. The food presentation is on point, making it feel like you're truly dining in another galaxy. There's even outdoor seating under cargo containers if you want to enjoy your meal with a view of Black Spire Outpost. Don't forget to snap a photo before digging in. These dishes are as Instagrammable as they are delicious. Kat Saka's kettle serves up colorful, sweet, and savory popcorn that's perfect for snacking as you explore the park. The Outpost mix combines fruity and spicy flavors, giving it a unique taste you won't find anywhere else. It's a great grab-and-go treat that keeps you fueled for all the adventures Galaxy's Edge has to offer. The popcorn comes in a cool, reusable bucket if you're looking for a fun souvenir. Plus, the vibrant colors make it another great Instagram moment. 26. Hidden Drink Stand. Did you know there's a secret drink spot near the entrance to Galaxy's Edge? You can find coolers of Dasani water and specialty Coca-Cola bottles designed to look like thermal detonators. They're exclusive to Galaxy's Edge and make a fantastic keepsake for Star Wars fans. Cast members even stay in character while selling them, referring to Coke as bubbly beverages. It's a small but memorable detail that adds to the immersive experience. 27th, Oga's Secret Menu. Like many Disney locations, Oga's Cantina has a few secret menu items if you know what to ask for. While the official menu is already packed with creative options, some off-menu drinks are rumored to include special twists on classics like the Jedi Mind Trick. It's always worth asking your bartender if there's something unique they recommend. If you're celebrating a special occasion, let them know you might get a surprise toast. Just don't expect a written list. The secrets are shared by word of mouth only. 28th, Unique Dining Tools. At Docking Bay 7, the utensils are designed to look futuristic and alien, adding an extra layer of immersion to your meal. The sporks are especially popular and have even become collectible items among fans. In fact, these sporks were so coveted that Disney started selling them as souvenirs in the shops. It's a small but thoughtful touch that makes the dining experience feel authentic to the Star Wars universe. Keep an eye on your spork, though. They've been known to disappear from tables. 29th, themed cocktail effects. Some drinks at Oga's Cantina come with special effects that are sure to impress. For example, the Bespin Fizz is served bubbling and smoking, while the Fuzzy Tauntaun gives your lips a tingly, numbing sensation thanks to its buzz button foam. These drinks aren't just tasty, they're an interactive part of the experience. Watching the bartenders craft these concoctions is half the fun. It's like a science experiment with a delicious outcome. 30. Droid-friendly dining. If you've built a droid at the Droid Depot, you can bring your mechanical companion with you to many dining locations. They're programmed to interact with the environment, so they might beep and whir excitedly as you explore. Set them on the table at Docking Bay 7 or bring them to Oga's for some fun reactions from other guests. It's a cool way to keep the Star Wars magic alive during your meal. Plus, your droid makes for great conversation starters with fellow fans. Shops and merchandise. Custom lightsabers at Savi's workshop. Building a lightsaber at Savi's workshop is more than just a purchase. It's a full-on ceremony. After choosing your theme, like peace and justice or power and control, you'll assemble your lightsaber in a secretive workshop surrounded by lore and theatrics. The experience is incredibly emotional for many Star Wars fans, as the moment the blade ignites feels like becoming part of the galaxy's story. You also get to choose from multiple Kyber crystal colors, each with its own meaning and lore. While it's pricey, the experience and the high-quality lightsaber make it worth every credit. Kyber crystal collecting. Speaking of Kyber crystals, these little gems are sold separately at Dok-Ondar's Den of Antiquities, and that they're not just for show. Changing the crystal in your lightsaber alters its blade color and even the sound effects. Rare black Kyber crystals are hidden randomly inside some red crystal containers, making them highly collectible. Fans love the thrill of hunting for one, and the black crystal even has a unique story tied to it. If you're into Star Wars lore, collecting these crystals is an adventure in itself. Build your own droid. At the Droid Depot, you can assemble a BB series or R series droid that's completely customizable. Picking the parts off a conveyor belt feels like you're working in a Star Wars droid factory. Once built, your droid interacts with its surroundings, including beeping and reacting to various locations in Galaxy's Edge. You can even buy personality chips to customize its behaviors, like making it sassier or more loyal. Carry it around in the special backpack for fun interactions throughout the park. Dok-Ondar's animatronic keeper. Dok-Ondar's Den of Antiquities isn't just a shop. It's a treasure trove filled with Star Wars artifacts, many with deep ties to the lore. Dok-Ondar himself is an animatronic Ithorian who oversees the shop and reacts to guests and cast members. His movements are incredibly lifelike, and he'll occasionally grumble or nod as if he's bargaining with customers. The shelves are packed with hidden gems, from Jedi holocrons to Sith relics, and Star Wars fans will want to spend extra time exploring every corner. Don't forget to look up. There are Easter eggs tucked into the higher shelves as well. Legacy Lightsabers. For those who want a piece of Star Wars history, Dok-Ondar also sells Legacy Lightsabers modeled after iconic characters like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Ahsoka Tano. These aren't customizable like Savi's sabers, but are designed to be accurate replicas of those wielded in the films and shows. Each comes with a unique hilt design, and you can even purchase matching blades to display or use. They're stunning pieces for collectors and fans alike. If you're a die-hard fan, it's worth stopping by to see the latest additions to the collection. Black Spire Outfitters. Want to look like you belong on Batuu? Black Spire Outfitters sells robes, tunics, and accessories that match the look of the Resistance, the First Order, or even neutral Batuan villagers. The designs are so authentic that they could pass as costumes from the films, but they're made for practical wear around the park. While you can't wear full robes in the park due to Disney's costume policy, you can mix and match pieces to create a subtle Star Wars-inspired outfit. It's a great way to immerse yourself in the experience and take a piece of Batuu home. Creature Stall's adorable companions. The Creature Stall offers a variety of Star Wars creatures you can take home as plushies, puppets, or animatronic pets. From porgs to loth cats, each creature has its own unique sounds and movements, bringing a little bit of the galaxy into your home. The loth cat, in particular, is a fan favorite and will even purr when you pet it. The shop itself is charmingly chaotic, with creatures escaping their cages or peeking out from the displays. It's an especially fun spot for kids or adults who are kids at heart. Toydarian Toymaker's Artisan Goods. At the Toydarian Toymaker, you'll find handcrafted-looking Star Wars toys that feel like they were made by locals on Batuu. The shop specializes in wooden figurines, plushes, and even marionettes of classic characters like like Yoda, Leia, and Darth Vader. The designs are intentionally rustic and whimsical, giving them a unique charm that stands out from typical Star Wars merchandise. It's a great spot for picking up one-of-a-kind souvenirs that feel truly authentic to the land. Plus, the shop's playful atmosphere is a delight to explore. Sabacc Decks. Want to play the game that won Han Solo the Millennium Falcon? Head to the shops to find a Sabacc deck complete with instructions for learning this iconic Star Wars card game. It's a fun way to immerse yourself in Star Wars culture even after you leave the park. The deck designs are gorgeous, with each card featuring unique Star Wars-inspired art. Grab a deck and challenge your friends to a game. It's an easy way to relive your Galaxy's Edge adventure at home. Customizable name tags. At various merchandise stalls, you can purchase Star Wars-themed name tags personalized in Aurebesh, the Galaxy's writing system. These tags let you display your chosen Star Wars name and make for a fun and unique souvenir. It's a great way to embrace the immersion of Galaxy's Edge and feel like a true Batuan. The cast members often comment on them in character, adding an extra layer of interactivity. They're also a fantastic conversation starter with other guests. Chewbacca's hide and seek. Chewbacca doesn't just pose for photos. He's actively trying to stay under the radar of the First Order while interacting with guests. You might spot him sneaking around the resistance side of Batuu, motioning for guests to keep quiet as he hides. If you're lucky, he might even ask for your help with a mission, such as distracting nearby stormtroopers. His interactions are heartwarming and often hilarious, as he communicates entirely through his iconic growls and roars. Make sure to have your camera ready. Chewie has a way of making every encounter unforgettable. 42nd, Kylo Ren's Intimidation Tactics. On the First Order side, Kylo Ren makes a dramatic entrance, often accompanied by stormtroopers. His imposing presence is no joke. He's been known to question guests about their allegiance to the Resistance or even challenge them to prove their loyalty to the First Order. His interaction is deeply in character, complete with intimidating gestures and intense eye contact. It's a thrilling experience, especially for fans of the darker side of Star Wars. Just don't let him see you hanging out with Chewbacca earlier, or you might be in for some extra scrutiny. 43rd, Rey's Secret Resistance Recruiting. Rey is often found near the Millennium Falcon or the Resistance base, recruiting guests to the cause. She's incredibly engaging, often asking guests questions about their favorite droids or their thoughts on the First Order. Kids especially love chatting with her, as she makes everyone feel like an integral part of the Star Wars universe. Rey is always on the move, staying true to her character's mission of avoiding capture while rallying support. She's happy to pose for photos, but her focus on storytelling makes the interaction feel authentic. 44th, Stormtrooper Patrols. The Stormtroopers are always on patrol, keeping an eye on the citizens of Batuu, and they don't hesitate to interact with guests. Whether they're questioning you about your activities or commenting on your outfit, their quippy remarks are sure to make you laugh. They might even accuse you of suspicious behavior if they catch you taking too many selfies or hanging out near the Resistance base. Their deadpan humor is perfect for creating memorable encounters, and they're always in character. Try not to act too nervous, or they'll definitely take notice. 45th, V. Moradi's Secret Missions. V. Moradi, the Resistance spy, is one of the most dynamic characters roaming Galaxy's Edge. She's constantly on secret missions and will often rope guests into helping her out. Whether it's distracting a stormtrooper or delivering a covert message, she makes you feel like a vital part of the Resistance. Her character is based on Star Wars novels, and interacting with her feels like stepping into an expanded part of the universe. If you spot her, don't be shy. She loves getting guests involved in her adventures. 46. Hondo's holographic charm. While Hondo Ohnaka doesn't appear in person, his larger-than-life hologram inside the Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run ride sets the tone for the entire mission. His charisma and witty dialogue make the briefing an unforgettable part of the experience. Hondo's scheming personality shines as he reassures you that you'll be richly rewarded for helping him, despite his obvious self-interest. For fans of Star Wars, the Clone Wars, and Rebels, seeing Hondo come to life is a dream come true. Pay close attention to his remarks. They're packed with humor and nods to his past adventures. 47th, DJ R3X's Groovy Tunes. Over at Oga's Cantina, DJ R3X, formerly Captain Rex from Star Tours, keeps the energy alive with his eclectic playlist of galactic beats. Between tracks, he often chats with guests, dropping humorous one-liners or reminiscing about his time as a pilot. His personality adds a fun layer to the Cantina's atmosphere, and fans of the original Star Tours will will love seeing this beloved droid in a new role. Don't be surprised if you catch yourself dancing along to his tunes. It's all part of the immersive experience. Make sure to stay long enough to hear his full set. Each track is a Star Wars-inspired gem. 48th, Bounty Hunters on the Prowl. Keep your eyes peeled for bounty hunters like Boba Fett or Fennec Shand, who occasionally make appearances in Galaxy's Edge. They're always in character, scanning the crowd as if they're on the hunt for the next target. Interacting with them feels intense and thrilling, as they rarely break their cool demeanor. If you're wearing Star Wars-themed gear, they might even comment on your choice of allegiance. Fans of The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett will especially enjoy these encounters. 49th, Droid Interactions throughout the land. The roaming droids in Galaxy's Edge are one of the most delightful surprises in the park. From R2-D2 to custom droids built by guests, these mechanical companions add an extra layer of immersion. Many of them react to their surroundings, making beeping noises or flashing lights in response to nearby activity. Guests love seeing their custom-built droids interact with these park droids, creating unique photo and video opportunities. It's a small but magical touch that makes Galaxy's Edge feel alive. 50. Star Wars lore brought to life. One of the best kept secrets of Galaxy's Edge is how deeply it's tied into Star Wars lore. Every character, location, and artifact in the land has a backstory that connects to the films, shows, and novels. Cast members are incredibly knowledgeable about this lore and will often share tidbits if you ask the right questions. From the origin of the Black Spire outpost to the history of Dok-Ondar's relics, there's always more to discover. Exploring Galaxy's Edge feels like stepping into a living chapter of the Star Wars saga, making it a dream come true for fans. Now, to my grand finale bonus fun fact. Tidbit 14 was Chewbacca Mode. The Chewbacca Mode on Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run is a fun hidden feature where if your crew presses a specific sequence of buttons before the ride launch, the mission dialogue will be replaced by Chewbacca's roars. It's a great Easter egg for fans of the iconic Wookiee. Activate this mode, you'll need to press a series of buttons in the cockpit, usually the ones that control the Falcon's flight systems, but the exact sequence is a bit of a mystery, making it a fun challenge to figure out. When activated, the entire mission experience is narrated by Chewie, making it even more hilarious and immersive. It's a small, quirky secret that adds an extra layer of fun to the ride, especially for those who love Chewbacca's iconic growls. To activate Chewbacca Mode on Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, it's a bit of a fun challenge and involves pressing specific buttons in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon before the ride begins. However, it's important to note that Disney hasn't officially released the exact button sequence, so it's a bit of a mystery for guests to discover. Here's what we do know. 1. Where to look. On the ride, you're in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon and you have access to a variety of buttons and levers depending on your role, pilot, engineer, or gunner. The buttons involved in activating Chewbacca Mode are on the pilot side, specifically near the buttons used for flight controls. 2. The sequence. The sequence to activate Chewbacca Mode involves pressing a series of buttons in a specific order. Guests who have accidentally triggered the mode have reported that the buttons that activate it are somewhat hidden in plain sight, and the exact sequence is tied to the way you interact with the ride's interactive panels. 3. What happens? Once activated, the mission's dialogue will be completely replaced by Chewbacca's roars and vocalizations. Instead of hearing the usual instructions from Hondo Ohnaka or other mission-related sounds, you'll hear Chewie's signature growls, making for a hilariously chaotic ride. It's important to note that this mode doesn't change the actual ride mechanics or your mission. It's just the soundscape of the experience that changes. How to trigger it. Many guests who've discovered the secret mode did so by chance. Some say it's about pressing the buttons in the correct order, while others believe it requires a specific timing, potentially during a certain part of the ride's pre-launch sequence. The sequence might also require you to press buttons in rapid succession or when a specific part of the pre-launch dialogue is happening. Pro tip. Since it's a hidden feature, the best way to increase your chances of triggering Chewbacca Mode is to pay close attention to when buttons light up or when certain prompts are made. It's possible that different button combinations may activate the feature, so experimentation is key. Since the feature is so secretive, there aren't many concrete details about the exact steps. However, if you're up for an interactive challenge, it's worth experimenting with the cockpit buttons each time you ride to see if you can unlock it. That is it for today. Hit the subscribe and notification for my next video if you want to see 50 must-know tips for Disney World. Check out this video. I appreciate you watching. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.